Hi everyone, so this video is going to be about finding the equation of a parallel line. So parallel lines, if I draw some axes quickly. So parallel lines are lines that go in the same direction and never meet. So say it was like those two. So you can see from those two lines that the gradient of these two lines, which is, remember how steep it is, the gradient of these two lines is going to be exactly the same. So this line is just as steep as that one, which is why they're going in the same direction. Okay, so that's the main thing really that you need to know to be able to do this lesson. The rest of it after that is exactly the same as what we have been doing. So if I have a look at this one with you, I'll get rid of that one underneath. Okay. So find the equation of a line that's parallel to y equals 2x plus 1. So you'll remember the y equals mx plus c. That m is your gradient, and that's whatever is in front of the x, isn't it? So remember, you don't need to include the x, it is just the number. So if we have a look at this one here, the gradient of this line is 2, because that's what's in front of the x. So if my line has to be parallel to this one, we just said a minute ago that parallel lines have the same gradients. So if the gradient of this line is 2, then the gradient of the parallel line is also going to be 2. So m is going to be 2. I've got a point that I know the line goes through, because it says find the equation of a line parallel to this that goes through 3, 2. So I've now got my gradient, I've got my point that it goes through. So then you've got to think, right, now what am I going to use? Well, remember, as soon as you've got your gradient and a point, then you need to use the formula. Turn it up here.
X minus y1 equals m times x minus x1, I say y.
Okay, so again, I'll only play that one once. But yeah, it's just to get you into the idea that as soon as you've got the gradient and a point, you just put it into the formula. So this actually should now be easier than what you were doing in the last one, because the gradient isn't even a fraction, it's just a nice whole number. So it's going to be y take away y1, which is 2, equals m, which happens to be 2 as well in this case, and then it will be x minus x1, which is 3. So now we're just going to expand the brackets. Just make sure that you do the 2 times the x, but also the 2 times the minus 3. Occasionally people can forget to multiply that bit by the 2 as well. So it would be 2x minus 2 times 3 is 6. So final step is to get rid of that minus 2, and remember to do that we do the opposite and we're going to add 2. So we're on minus 6 here, we've got to add 2 to that, so that's going to make minus 4. So it would be y equals 2x minus 4. My pen's running out, I'm not sure it's going to last the video, we'll see. So next one, very similar, except for this one, the gradient is negative, isn't it? So it needs to be parallel to this line here. So again, the gradient of this line, well, in front of the x we've got minus 2. It's parallel, so it's going to have the same gradient, so m is minus 2. I know that it goes through 6, 1, so that's going to be my x1, y1. So as soon as you've got your gradient and a point, what are you going to use? You're going to use the y minus y1 song. So it's going to be y take away y1, which is 1, equals m, which is minus 2, x take away x1, which is 6. So expanding your brackets now, we've got minus 2 times x is minus 2x, and just be careful, if you've got minus 2 times minus 6, that's going to make it positive 12, because it's a negative times by a negative. So the last step is to get rid of the minus 1, and to do that I need to add 1, so it would be y equals minus 2x, 12 add 1 is 13, so plus 13. Right, the final one, just a few more negatives thrown into this one. So again, it needs to be parallel to this line. So what's the gradient of this line? Well, what's in front of the x? It's minus 3, isn't it? So m is minus 3, and if my line is parallel, that means my gradient is also going to be minus 3. Here's the point that it goes through, so that's going to be x1, y1. As soon as you've got a gradient and a point, what are you going to use? Y minus y1. So it'll be y minus minus 1, so remember minus minus, we don't like that, we're going to change that to a plus, so it'd be y plus 1. Then it would be minus 3, x take away x1, which is 2. So expand the brackets, so you're going to get minus 3x, minus 3 times minus 2, 2 negatives times together is going to make it plus 6. I really should change my pen, but I'm so close to finishing. And the final bit is the plus 1 we want to get rid of, so to do that I need to minus 1. So this side I just get y, and the minus 3x stays the same. Come on pen, you can do it. There we go. And 6, I've got to take off the 1 to get 5, so it'd be plus 5. There we go, just about did it.